Hey guys, your FRQ Helpful Hint video for the FRQs assigned in the week of 9/23 to 9/30. So your first one here, I think the only helpful hint you guys will need is the first step. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and help you guys out with the first step, and I'll let you guys take it from there. So first of all, what we're going to do is we're just going to apply the integral to the pieces separately. So what's the integral of 3? Well, the integral of 3 is 3x, right? Minus, constant multiples just stay, but what's the integral of f prime of x? That's f of x, right? And then we're evaluating that on the interval from 2 to 13. So I'm going to let you guys take it over from there. Okay. The next question, let me erase that. (2012). I don't think you guys are going to need any help on this one. It's actually quite similar to the one I assigned last week. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys just read it and work out what you can there. But I will jump down here to our last one, 2014 5D. So let's take a look at that. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to do a little bit of some U substitution here. Okay, so let me show you guys how that's going to work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do an example that's kind of like it, and then I'm going to let you guys do the other one here. So first of all, how do I know that this is a U sub problem? Well, actually, if you look back at your notes from our first U sub lesson, I think it was 2.4, this actually almost looks exactly like the formula I gave you. So think for a moment, what would you say is the inside function? Hopefully you understand that that is g. So we're going to say that u is equal to g, and therefore we're going to find the derivative of that now, right? The derivative of u with respect to x. Well, what's the derivative of g of x? Well, it's g prime of x. We're going to go ahead and do our classic swap here. And then we're going to go ahead and do our u substitution. So we have f prime of what? U. The g prime of x is going to stay there for just a second longer. The dx is going to get replaced with du over g prime of x. And the g primes actually cancel each other out. Now we've got only u's there. But don't forget, here we have some numbers which are x values. And since we just changed everything to u values, we need to change those to u values as well. Okay? So I want to know what is u when x is 2. Okay? Well, let's say that u is equal to g of x, right? And I want to know what is u when x is 2. So I'm going to plug in 2. So g of 2 will tell me the u value at that point. And up here, I've told you what g of 2 is. G of 2 is 6. So that means when I plug in 2, I get 6. Now for you guys, you're going to be pulling your numbers from a table instead of just a little reference up here. But let's do another one. We also need to find out what u is when x equals 1. So what is u when x equals 1? Well, g of 1 is 3. So now we have that, right? And so now here's our cleaned up u subbed problem. Right? And we already know that the integral of f prime is going to be just f, right? And then from there, you're going to plug in your numbers and get your answers. I don't have anything for my f, so let me make up some extra numbers here really quick. So I'm going to say that f of 6 is equal to 8, and I'm going to say that f of 3 is equal to 5. Okay, so now we go ahead and do f of 6 minus f of 3. And up there I just cheated and made up some numbers. F of 6 is 8, and f of 3 was 5, and so my final answer would be 3. Right? So the big trick here is this whole u substitution thing. that gets you all these new values, okay? And so that's what you guys are going to be doing on that particular problem. All right, so hope that was a helpful set of hints for you. And like I said, you guys are going to be pulling all your numbers from this table up here. There's a lot of unnecessary information, but remember that's because these FRQs have multiple parts. We're only doing part D. All that other information is used in the other parts of the FRQ. So you're going to have to figure out which pieces we really care about there. Anyway, that's it, and I hope that was it. Have a good one.